Welcome to our channel. Isn't it amazing how tech is woven into our daily lives? Seriously, everywhere you look, there's a cool gadget or app just waiting to be discovered, right? Take smartphones, for example. They keep us connected with friends and family no matter the distance. And those smart home devices, they're seriously like magic. Just picture this. It's totally wild how the line between humans and machines is getting super fuzzy, right? We're chatting with AI, using smart devices to manage our homes, and it feels like they're almost part of our family now. Just imagine asking your smart speaker to play your favorite song while you're cooking dinner. It's a game changer. Cybernetic enhancements, once the domain of science fiction, are now emerging as a tangible reality. These aren't just cool gadgets. They're amazing tech upgrades built right into our bodies. They're all about restoring, enhancing, or even taking our natural physical and brain power to a whole new level. How wild is that? This amazing field is exploding with innovations. We're talking about everything from super cool prosthetics that move just like our own limbs to mind-blowing brain-computer interfaces, BCIs, that could let us send our thoughts straight into the digital world. How awesome is that? Companies at the forefront, like Elon Musk's Neuralink, are pioneering BCIs with the ambitious goal of allowing individuals to control computers and other devices purely with their minds. Simultaneously, the realms of nanomedicine and bio-integrated implants are advancing, developing microscopic devices that can monitor our health from within, diagnose diseases at their earliest stages, and even deliver targeted treatments. The convergence of these technologies is not merely an incremental step forward. It represents a paradigm shift, heralding a future where the very definition of human potential is being rewritten. Cybernetic enhancements are, at their core, technological integrations designed to improve or restore the physical and cognitive abilities of the human body. While popular culture often portrays them as futuristic augmentations creating superhumans, many forms of cybernetics are already a part of our present-day world, primarily serving as critical medical devices. The scope of this technology is vast, and the pace of research promises applications that were once confined to the pages of science fiction. These enhancements range from relatively straightforward replacements for biological parts to incredibly complex integrations that bridge the gap between the human brain and external computer systems. As we stand on the cusp of this new technological frontier, it's crucial to understand the different types of cybernetic enhancements being developed and the profound implications they hold for our society. The journey from medical necessity to elective enhancement is already underway, prompting a global conversation about the future of humanity itself. The landscape of cybernetics is diverse, with enhancements categorized by their function and level of integration with the human body. One of the most established categories is prosthetics and artificial organs. These devices are engineered to replace biological parts that have been lost or have ceased to function correctly. While early prosthetics were simple mechanical substitutes, modern advancements have led to the creation of highly sophisticated replacements. We are now seeing the development of mind-controlled robotic limbs that can interpret neural signals from the user, allowing for intuitive and precise movements that closely replicate the function of a natural arm or leg. Similarly, bionic legs are being engineered with advanced sensors and actuators that enable users to walk, run, and navigate complex terrains with unprecedented agility and stability. These are not just replacements. They are restorations of freedom and ability, pushing the boundaries of what is possible for individuals with limb loss or paralysis. Another significant area of development is sensory enhancement, where technology is used to replace or augment our five senses. For individuals who have lost their sight, bionic eyes are emerging as a beacon of hope. These devices, which typically involve a camera and a retinal implant, can translate visual information into electrical signals that the brain can interpret, restoring a degree of vision. Future iterations of this technology aim to go beyond simple restoration, potentially offering capabilities like night vision or thermal imaging, effectively expanding the human sensory spectrum. In the auditory domain, cochlear implants are already a well-established and life-changing technology. These electronic devices bypass damaged portions of the ear and directly stimulate the auditory nerve, restoring hearing for people with severe hearing loss and allowing them to re-engage with the world of sound. These sensory enhancements demonstrate a powerful application of cybernetics, directly improving the quality of life for millions by reconnecting them with their environment. Perhaps the most revolutionary category of cybernetics is neural implants and brain-computer interfaces, BCIs. These devices establish a direct bidirectional communication pathway between the biological brain and an external computer or digital device. This technology holds the potential to both restore lost function and unlock entirely new ways of interacting with the world. In the medical field, BCIs are already having a significant impact. Deep brain stimulation, DBS, for example, involves implanting electrodes in specific areas of the brain to deliver electrical impulses. This technique is currently used to treat the debilitating motor symptoms of neurological disorders like Parkinson's disease, providing relief and improving patients' quality of life. The therapeutic potential of neural implants is immense, with ongoing research exploring their use in treating epilepsy, chronic pain, and even psychiatric conditions like severe depression. Looking toward the future, the applications of BCIs are poised to expand dramatically beyond medicine. Researchers and pioneering companies are actively working on interfaces that will allow users to control external devices, such as smartphones, computers, or even complex machinery, simply by thinking. Elon Musk's Neuralink is one of the most high-profile efforts in this space, aiming to create a high-bandwidth BCI that could one day help paralyzed individuals regain motor function and eventually serve as a platform for human-AI symbiosis. The prospect of thought-powered control is no longer a distant dream, but a tangible goal of current research, promising to redefine human-computer interaction and potentially enhance cognitive functions like memory and learning. This direct linkage of mind and machine represents the ultimate frontier of cybernetic enhancement, carrying with it both extraordinary promise and profound ethical considerations. Alongside these advanced integrations, a category of health and wellness implants is also gaining traction. These are often less invasive, but equally transformative devices. Microchips, no larger than a grain of rice, can be embedded just under the skin to serve a variety of functions. They can continuously monitor vital health metrics like heart rate, body temperature, and blood oxygen levels, providing real-time data to the user and their healthcare providers. This constant monitoring could enable the early detection of diseases, allowing for more effective and timely interventions. Beyond health, these implants are also being used for convenience, enabling functions like contactless payments, secure building access, and digital identification, effectively turning the human body into a secure, all-in-one key. Further exploring the boundary of skin and technology, subdermal modifications represent another facet of cybernetic enhancement. This can include relatively simple enhancements like implanting small RFID chips or magnets under the skin, often pursued by biohacking enthusiasts for experimental or practical purposes. However, more advanced concepts are on the horizon. Researchers are developing nanoparticle tattoos that are not merely decorative, but functional. These microscopic sensors, when injected into the dermis, could change color in response to fluctuations in the body's biochemistry, serving as a dynamic visual indicator for monitoring conditions like blood glucose levels in diabetic patients or detecting the presence of certain biomarkers for disease. These bio-integrated enhancements, whether for health, convenience, or personal expression, illustrate the growing trend of embedding technology directly within the fabric of the human body. The rapid development and potential integration of cybernetic enhancements into mainstream society raise a host of profound ethical and societal questions that we must confront. One of the most immediate concerns is the issue of inequality and access. If these powerful enhancements come with a high price tag, it's conceivable that only the wealthy will be able to afford them. This could lead to a new and dangerous form of class divide, creating a society split between the enhanced and the unenhanced. Such a gap could exacerbate existing social and economic disparities, creating a biological hierarchy where a privileged few possess cognitive and physical abilities far beyond the reach of the general population. Ensuring equitable access to these transformative technologies will be a critical challenge for policymakers and society as a whole. Furthermore, the blurring of the line between human and machine forces us to question our very identity and the definition of humanity. As we integrate more technology into our bodies and minds, where do we draw the line? At what point does an enhanced individual cease to be purely human? These philosophical questions could become sources of significant societal friction and stigma. Individuals with visible or known enhancements might face discrimination or be treated as other. The psychological impact on the enhanced individual and on society's perception of them could challenge our long-held cultural and social norms about what it means to be human, leading to new forms of social conflict and identity crises. Security and privacy are also paramount concerns, especially with the rise of BCIs and other networked implants. When our brains are connected to the internet, our neural data, our very thoughts, memories, and emotions could become vulnerable to being hacked, monitored, or exploited. Malicious actors could potentially steal sensitive personal information directly from a person's mind or use it for manipulation. An even more frightening prospect is the idea that these devices could be hijacked by an external authority, whether a corporation or a government, for nefarious purposes. The potential for external control over an individual, his own body and mind, represents an unprecedented threat to personal autonomy and freedom, making robust cybersecurity and data protection measures absolutely essential. This leads directly to the ethical issues surrounding personal autonomy and consent. For any medical or technological procedure, informed consent is a cornerstone of ethical practice. However, when the technology in question has the ability to influence a user's thoughts, emotions, or decision-making processes, the very concept of informed consent becomes more complex. How can we ensure that a user's autonomy is not subtly or overtly compromised by the technology embedded within them? The potential for external influence, whether intentional or as an unforeseen side effect, raises serious ethical questions about who is ultimately in control, the user or the technology's creator. The potential for military applications of cybernetic enhancements also raises significant alarm. The prospect of creating super soldiers with enhanced strength, senses, and cognitive abilities, or who are directly linked to a command and control network, is a concern for global security. The militarization of this technology could trigger a new arms race, escalating international tensions and changing the nature of warfare in unpredictable and dangerous ways. The ethical implications of using cybernetics to create more efficient soldiers are profound, touching on issues of human rights and the laws of armed conflict. In light of these complex challenges, it is clear that our existing legal and regulatory frameworks are inadequate. New laws and regulations are urgently needed to manage the development and deployment of this technology. These frameworks must address a wide range of issues, including data privacy standards for neural information, safety protocols for implantable devices, and ethical guidelines for research and application. Striking the right balance between fostering innovation and protecting individuals and society from potential harm will be one of the most critical regulatory challenges of the 21st century. While many of the more ambitious applications of cybernetics are still in the early stages of research and development, The rapid pace of technological progress suggests that more sophisticated enhancements will become a reality within the next few decades. The groundwork is currently being laid for neural implants to transition from being purely medical devices used to treat specific conditions to becoming consumer-grade products available to the general public for enhancement purposes. This shift from restoration to augmentation will mark a pivotal moment in human history. The ultimate impact of these developments, whether they lead to a golden age of human potential or a dystopian future of inequality and control, will depend entirely on how we, as a global society, choose to navigate the intricate scientific, ethical, and regulatory challenges that lie ahead. We really need to make sure our conversation is inclusive and forward-thinking, right? It's all about connecting on our shared human values, like kindness and respect. Think about it. When we lift each other up and support one another, we create a better world for everyone. The choices we make today, whether it's how we treat each other or the environment, are super important. They're going to shape the future for everyone, and that's a big deal. Think about it. Every little decision, like how we treat each other or the environment, adds up, right? So let's be mindful and make those choices count. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that like button and share it with your friends. May the Force be with you always.